Now I'd like to introduce Ben Stefanski, who would like to, as chair of the Polish Garden, give some remarks about the future of the garden. Ben.
Exactly 60 years ago, by 2 days, was when the original Madame Curie bust was dedicated. And that's a remarkable coincidence, isn't it, that 60 years ago that we came about to do this. And, my dad used to say that the wealth of this nation, 80% of it is in the hands of women, and it was the women that raised $20,000 to put up this bust of Madame Curie. Next year, a year from now, you're invited back, because behind me will be Chopin put back in his rightful place, and a year after that, we will put Paderewski back here in the garden. And I'd like to point out a great supporter of Paderewski is Dr. Don Junglas and his wife, Nancy Hodowski Junglas. They're standing up here. So with this kind of support, and I would encourage any of you that would like to support either of those, Paderewski or Chopin, in the coming 2 years, please let me know, and so we can be sure that we can have another occasion like this. It's always a pleasure to have the congressman with us. I've met with him many times in Washington, and I'm particularly pleased that he keeps representing us and the Polish community, both in Washington, particularly in getting honorary citizenship for General Pulaski. You know, it's unfortunate that Thaddeus Kościuszko was honored by George Washington because he survived the war, and he became a member of the Order of Cincinnatus, which was the elite officers club that the President George Washington created. Pulaski was killed in 1889 or 1789 in Savannah, Georgia, at the Battle of Savannah. And we have to remember that in that battle we were fighting the British, and the battle plan was made out by the French. And when Pulaski looked at it, he says, this will not work. He says, the battle plan will fail. In spite of that, he followed his orders and he charged the British, and he was killed in that battle. So this is, again, the Poles. We as Poles, we have great resources and great traditions, including with our Pope John Paul. And I would really be very, very pleased to have all of you come back next year, and pleased that you're all here. And it's unbelievable, because I don't think we've had a meeting of this kind of our Polish community in many, many years. And I hope that we can continue it and continue the maintenance of our garden here. I'd like to point out, though, that at the entrance to the garden, there's 2 exhibits. And that has a reference to National History Day. National History Day was started 25 years ago here in Cleveland by John Grabowski, another Pole. And it's a program where 8th graders and students in high school have a certain theme that they're given all over the nation, and they follow this theme and put up exhibits. Their first local exhibit is in the city, then it's the state, and then eventually next week is in Washington, D.C., where the best of these exhibits. And we have the 2 exhibits here, one on Madame Curie and one on Elizabeth Blackwell, one of the first American doctors, women doctors here in the United States. And it was followed by a year or 2 by a lady by the name of Zakrzewska, who was a German-Polish-American who graduated from Case Western Reserve University Medical School at that time in about 1852. And right after that, the Civil War, and no women were admitted to the medical school until the late 1920s. So it's amazing how at the mid of the 1800s there was some recognition of women, and that after the Civil War dissipated until more currently today. So if you're looking up women's history, today is the day for the recognition of the many women throughout our community and throughout our nation that have contributed, not only of Polish nationality, but of all different nationalities, different immigrants that have come here and have seen that there is an opportunity, and they have taken that opportunity and contributed to our society and to the better life of all of us here. And it is very unfortunate that we make it so difficult for professional immigrants to come to Cleveland, to come to the United States, to be able to be successful and to follow the role of Dr. Semenow and Dr. Pulaski, who is Dean of the School of Pharmacology at Case Western Reserve. These are role models for us. There are many more in the community, and we need to recognize them and to bring more immigrants. Even the Iraqis and the Iranians have come here, and they're great contributors at our major hospitals. So it's with that thought in mind that the women have contributed to our society and that we honor them here today. And Madame Curie is the symbol of the success story of these women. Thank you.